please come in. This is
Am I going to be on the New York Times page now?
yes.
Yeah.
This is a big day for Penn State Great Valley, and we're opening up a new student lounge here. It's a big step and a nice project for us to get started on really energizing and invigorating our capital campaign. And I would like to acknowledge the major leadership gift of Joe Henry in this, and really we say a few words about this project and his commitment to it.
Well, I've said some of this at some other meetings, but you know, my memories of Penn State, as much as they were about classroom activities and football games and life in the dorms, you know, as much the memories were about hanging around the hub at Penn State, you know, drinking lemon blend, cherry cokes, things like that. Yeah, you don't even have that stuff anymore. But, you know, they're the things that make an experience a little more than just, you know, the degree. It really is what builds the experience and the memories. So I'm glad that when Dan Pedriani and I were talking to Craig about the kinds of things at the university that this campus needs for the students, and to make this location a little more a part of the feel of Penn State, that it was suggested that that maybe something like this could help. It resonated with Dan and I, and we were very happy to be able to be part of what I hope the students will find an important part of their Penn State experience, as well as just a part of their educational experience. So that's what we did and why.
I think it's appropriate also, before we cut the ribbon and go inside, that we unveil the donor recognition that we have. So I don't know, how do I do that? Just grab and pull?
Why don't you do a drum roll?
Get the experts, yeah. I will do a drum roll.
Technology people in here.
I think after we cut the ribbon, we're going to go charging in there, and we won't really I'd like to acknowledge the leadership gifts from Joe and Marilyn Henry, Dan Pedriani and his wife Catherine. The Bednars are very generous in supporting this as well. Paul Graziani, Michael and Candace High contributed a lot. Di and Dallas Kraft, who've been huge supporters of our campus for decades, and also Dennis and Lisa Lestrange. I really appreciate you guys. I would acknowledge also the student contribution has been very huge to this. We got a gift from the class of 2010, our graduating group that's graduating. Our commencement is next week, and also the student facilities fee was a big part of matching the funds from the donors. I want to point out something that I'm very proud of, and I think will be an important part of Penn State Great Valley's history from this moment forward, that this piece of wood is Penn State elm from an elm tree taken down next to Old Main, and it's now part of our campus. And I hope this little chunk of University Park is a little bit of a touchstone for people, okay? It's okay if it gets dirty and gets worn over time, because this is a special spot, you know. So I'm very proud of that. I was able to get that out of the Office of the Physical Plant, cooperated with us, and went to the carpentry shed, asked them for a chunk of Penn State elm, and that's what that is. And that will be here from now on.
Yeah, no, he turns to wood, yeah.
I did not make that.
A little plaque just
could
with
have,
wood.
Madeline, would you like to say anything
Well,
about this
let me just say
auspicious
hi to
event?
everyone, and thank you very much for your contribution, and Mark as well. Everyone who gave. First of all, I remember this room not very well because there was nothing descriptive in it to be recalled. But to have a place for students to come to feel that it's theirs to feel that they, in between classes, they can gather and have some sense of community is very important. So, what a wonderful idea. You know, I almost didn't remember that we had a place.
This is the before picture, by the way, the linoleum floor and the payphones on the wall.
Which was probably just very adequate, and that was the way things were. You know, there are students who fly into this place and fly back out because their lives are pretty well filled up, and you know, and among other things, they go to classes. But more and more students, especially graduate students, are telling us that they like a place to gather, to sit, to talk with other students. If they arrive early, in between, if they're taking 2 classes, or just to meet with professors or again other students. So this is a wonderful addition to a wonderful, wonderful campus. So thank you very much for letting me be a part of it, and thank you to the leadership on the board, and I'll say hi to all the staff and faculty. Thank you for being here.
What I would like to do is invite 3 people to come under here, and together you're going to cut the ribbon to this. I want Joe Henry as providing one of our major leadership gifts. Joe was the first person when we proposed the idea that said, I'm in, here's my checkbook. So please, Dina and Danielle, I'd like you to come in as Dina chairs our campaign committee for Penn State Great Valley, and Dennis Lestrange as chair of our board. Somehow, 3 of you, without poking anybody.
And don't run with scissors.
Yeah, don't run with scissors, yes, please.
Says that.
Now, if you two will turn and tear that before picture down
Run
and
through it.
go on in there.